In 1948, President Harry S. Truman was the decided underdog in his race to keep his job against former New York Governor Thomas Dewey. Back in Harry's hometown, Charlie Binaggio was lavishing huge sums of money to get out the Democratic vote, not only for Truman, but for Forrest Smith, Missouri Democratic gubernatorial candidate. At the time, nobody asked where Charlie's money was coming from, and on election night, when Truman won the presidency and Forrest Smith won the governor's office, there was a huge celebration at the First Ward Democratic Club, with Binaggio seated next to his wife, Tano Lococo's niece, underneath a picture of Harry Truman with a poster of the new governor on the wall.
Pretty soon, Charlie Binaggio is dropping into the State House for friendly visits with the governor whenever he feels like it. Democrats all over the state show him respect. They call him Judge. That shows his ability to deliver votes. Meanwhile, outside of politics, you've got the heads of the biggest crime families in the country, Chicago, New York, St. Louis, investing in Charlie Binaggio. They see what he's got going on in Kansas City. They see that he can deliver the election, that he can deliver votes, he can get people elected, and they hitch their wagon to his star.
At a big dinner for National Democratic Chairman Bill Boyle, Binaggio planted himself right in front of Truman and sat cheek by jowl with such notables as Roy Roberts of the Kansas City Star and Secretary of the Air Force Stuart Symington. During this period, 1949, the corruption once blatant amongst ranks in the Kansas City Police Department had migrated beyond city limits to Jackson County. One clear example of official corruption was Deputy Jackson County Sheriff Wolf Rimann, a golf professional and manager of the Hillcrest Country Club at 83rd and Topping. Rimann owned the Western Specialty Company, a jukebox and pinball machine business with a few specially placed slot machines. Rimann had 4 other deputy sheriffs on his payroll at $90 a month, and it was well known by more than 30 outlying tavern owners that if they didn't install Rimann's machines, the Jackson County Sheriff's Department would actually enforce the county's dry laws and shut the taverns down. Wolf Rimann had greater ambition. He saw opportunity in liquor distribution, but did not appreciate its peril. Those who were once bootleggers now controlled legitimate liquor distribution businesses in Kansas City. One very successful company was Superior Wine and Liquors, identified by the Kefauver Committee in 1950 as a Mafia-associated business. It was headed by Giovanni Battista Blondo, or John Blondo. John Blondo had the Schenley Liquors products line for distribution, and John Blondo was good friends with Charlie Binaggio. Wolf Rimann had negotiated with the Schenley Liquor Company to be one of its product distributors in Kansas City. That didn't sit well with John Blondo, who, until Wolf came on the scene, had exclusive rights to the Schenley line. Blondo let Charlie Binaggio know of Rimann's encroachment. Binaggio, with unfailing civility and his soft, quiet demeanor, spoke with Rimann and advised Wolf that he should relinquish the Schenley line. Rimann refused and continued to stockpile a warehouse with Schenley products. At about 2:35 in the afternoon on March 24, 1949, Wolf Rimann was getting into his car parked near the corner of 14th and Chestnut. Suddenly, a black Ford swung around the corner and a gunshot was fired, hitting the windshield of Rimann's car. Then 2 men jumped out from the back seat. One man stood directly behind the Ford and stood watch, while another man hustled over to Wolf and put him on the spot, drilling 5 shots into him point blank, the last one directly into his head. Rimann toppled onto the front seat of his car and died. There were 15 witnesses to the crime who described the shooter as a swarthy, neatly dressed man of medium build. There were never any arrests and nobody was prosecuted.